motion to reconvene to open session. I'm disclosing that no votes were taken in executive session and to seal the minutes of closed executive session.
Wait a second.
Second.
I call roll? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Mr. President, you have to take a roll call vote on that.
Okay.
Councilor Greathouse? Here. Councilor Steer?
Aye.
Councilor Burlingame?
Aye.
Councilor Arnold?
Aye.
Councilor Worthy?
Aye. Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Crack my head.
All right. Welcome. Town Council citation and Police Department commendation, life-saving recognition. The Chief is here to present a very special commendation to one of his officers. Chief, take it over.
Thank you, Council, for having me in the office here to recognize Officer Patrick Kramer. This is probably the best part of the job, when you get to see the good work that's done every day on the Glocester Police, and you get to recognize that. This one was kind of above and beyond exceptional during a very difficult situation. The second best part of it is the officer that's going to receive the award probably doesn't want to be here and recognize, because he's a humble guy. He's all business and he works hard at everything he does, and he does a great job for us. So that makes me even happier to do this, because he doesn't want to be here probably. If he could have done it in a closet, he would have done that. So, but it's that important. So. Just a little back, we do a lot of training and a lot of professional development, do 40 to 50 hours a year. In the last 7 to 8 years, we concentrated on stop the bleed and tourniquets. In my day, we never did that. We always rely on a rescue. And that proved to be so important on all the active shooters, and even yesterday they were doing stop the bleed and tourniquet, first responding police officers and people at the school. So this is what this involves, applying a tourniquet for a despondent female that was up at the West Glocester, and I'll read the citation. We have a series of different awards. We do letters of recognition, commendations for above and beyond, but this one, like I said, is a little more than the above and beyond, because it did involve saving a woman's life. So on Monday, August 12th, approximately 11:40 p.m., the Glocester Police received multiple calls for a large disturbance at the Glocester borderline located at 2392 Putnam Pike. And as a side note, this dispatcher, Taylor Malone, who did a fantastic job getting rescue out. But Patrolman Moriarty, Patrolman Robert Claude, and Patrick Kramer arrived at the motel and were able to locate subject involved in the disturbance, but were directed to a female in a separate room who had purposely cut around, was bleeding profusely. Officers attempted to speak with the victim, observed large amounts of blood pooling on the bathroom floor and deep lacerations in her arm. The victim was losing consciousness while police were attempting to talk to her. Patrick Kramer, in a calm manner, and I watched the body cam, as calm as can be, immediately applied a tourniquet just below the victim's left shoulder, which significantly stopped the bleed, reduced the bleed, until rescue personnel arrived and see. Inside the room at the time was a 3-year-old child. So Patrick Kramer, will you come up, please? And Mom, Jim and Chris, please come up. Paper award, department commendation for it. Also, we have a special award that he could wear on uniform or on special occasions. So, Patrick, great job. I sleep better at night with this guy working, and I know everyone in here should sleep better at night the way, because he's a hustler. He works hard, and he keeps he works the second and third shift, and he keeps the roads and safe, and he keeps our residents safe. Patrick, thank you. Thanks, sir.
don't go anywhere, because I believe the council has something for you too, so.
Well, you can stand right there. All right, given your honor of extraordinary efforts to rescue a young woman in physical distress with no regard for yourself, you quickly jumped into action and applied a life-saving tourniquet. Your bravery and heroism saved a life. The council wholeheartedly represents all of Gloucester residents when we sincerely thank you for your quick actions, your expertise, and your dedication to your profession, and we are proud to call you one of Gloucester's finest. Here's the citation. Second.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You can have that.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That's adopted the 5th day of September 2024. Can I get a second? Second. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Thank you, Patrolman Kramer, and all of your family. Thank you. All right, open forum? For agenda items only? Okay. All right, public hearing, discussion, or interaction, proposed comprehensive community plan amendment, applicant owner, DBH West Glocester LLC, proposing an amendment to an existing to the future land use map, changing the designation of Plat 4 Lot 50 in 2021 from agricultural, residential, 3 acres to commercial. The public hearing was advertised in the Valley Breeze on August 15th, 22nd, 29th of 2024. I declare the public hearing open. The attorney for this applicant originally asked that the public hearing be continued. If the attorney of the applicant is present, please step forward and state that you're still in your intention to ask for the continuance. Okay. Steve? Or you want me to read that?
I'll make, until the planning board can get together and even hear what this more details regarding this, we're gonna just, I'll make a motion to continue this public hearing for the proposed comprehensive community plan amendment by applicant owner DBH West Glocester LLC to the town council meeting of October October 3rd, 2024.
Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
For those of you who were here for that this evening, it was tabled at the planning board because they weren't ready. So obviously we can't do anything right now with that. I don't know if people were here and they wanted to say something, can they do that, or since we've already tabled it?
You could do that,
They can say
but yeah, they certainly can. Yeah, you can let them do that, if somebody's here. But if you want to really get into the
Yeah.
application, there's going to be a full presentation on October 3rd. But certainly if they have something, they're concerned, they're not.
Can you turn your mic on?
If they're concerned that they're not going to be able to come here on October 3rd, you want to take some information, go right ahead. Otherwise, clearly the application will be presented in its entirety on October 3rd.
Does that meet anybody's expectations here?
Yeah, it's understood, they have the right to plan and present, so.
Right.
Okay.
So October 3rd, we'll continue.
Yeah.
They'll explain the whole
It's the
thing.
planning board on October 1st, right?
Yes.
Correct.
So for those of you who are here, it's gonna go to the planning board first. For those of you who are not familiar with the process, they make a recommendation to the council. And that's why the council can't really act until they get the recommendation. Does that make sense?
Thank you for the clarification.
Absolutely. All right, B, proposed zoning map amendment, owner applicant DBH West Gloucester LLC, location Putnam Pike AP, 4 lots 15 to 21, request for a zone change from A4 agricultural to B2 highway commercial. Public hearing was advertised in the Valley Breeze on August 15th, 22nd, 29th. Declare the public meeting open. Can I get a motion?
Motion to continue the public hearing to
Can hear you.
Want me to say it again?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Motion to continue the public hearing for the proposed zoning map amendment by applicant owner DBH West Glocester LLC to the town council meeting of October 3rd, 2024.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Consent items, discussion or action, approval of town council minutes, regular meeting of August 1st, emergency meeting of August 7th, and regular meeting of August 15th, 2024. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve the town council minutes of August 1, regular meeting, August 7, 2024, emergency meeting, and August 15th, 2024, regular meeting.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Unfinished business, boards and commissions, appointments, discussion, interaction, parade committee, alternate 2, alternate 3, position 4, position 5. The clerk is asking this item be tabled for a later meeting, not removed from the table, so that we continue to keep trying to fill these positions.
Nobody that's applying for these at all?
No, but the chair is going to try setting up a booth at some of the events in town this fall. I didn't really want you to take it off the table, only because then it tends to disappear.
Right.
And next spring, she'll be in the same situation. So I was asking that you just table it.
And there's nobody from the talent bank that's been wanting to do it, that's come forward?
There's a few names on the talent bank list that maybe if she doesn't come up with more names or something, maybe then we can put those names forward.
Okay, can I get a motion?
Motion to table the appointments to the parade committee to December 5th, 2024.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. New business, boards and commissions, resignation, discussion, or action, Housing Authority, position 2, 5-year term to expire 6/30/2028. This item is to accept the resignation of Tom Marfeo. Can I get a motion?
Motion to accept the resignation of Tom Maffeo from the Housing Authority position number 2.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'd like to thank Tom for his service on the housing authority as well.
Appointments, discussion, or action, Housing Authority, position number 2, 5-year term to expire 6/30/2028. The board is recommending Mark Sherman to the board. The clerk has a talent bank app that was forwarded to council. Can I get a motion?
Motion to appoint Mark Sherman to the Housing Authority position number 2 for a 5-year term to end 6/30/2028.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Mark. Juvenile Hearing Board, position 1, 2, for a 3-year term to expire 9/30/2027. This appointments are for the expired terms of Kevin Kitson and John Lawrence. The chair is recommending they both be reappointed. Can I please get a motion?
Motion to reappoint the Juvenile Hearing Board Kevin Kitson to position number 1 and John Lawrence to position number 2 for 3-year terms to expire 9/30/2027.
Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 2, alt position 1, term to expire 9/30/2025. This appointment is the expired term of alternate member Stephanie Salisbury, and the chair is recommending reappointment. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to reappoint Stephanie Salisbury to the Juvenile Hearing Board alternate position for 1-year term to expire 9/30/2025.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. B, Personnel, Building Zoning Department, discussion or action, amend current building zoning officials benefit package. The current Glocester building zoning official has negotiated with council to change his terms of his employment with the town. Dennis will continue as building zoning official as a reduced annual salary of $48,000 plus $40 per inspection with no benefits. The building zoning official will continue to be responsible for all plan reviews and issuing of all building, plumbing, mechanical, and electrical permits, sign off on all finals after inspections have been made, conduct all commercial inspections as required after hours, and schedule the associate contractor, act as the zoning officer for the town to conduct inspections as required in a timely manner. The town would need to hire a part-time building inspector to conduct all residential inspections. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to amend the employment benefit structure for Gloucester Building and Zoning Official Dennis Begin. Said employee to receive an annual salary of $48,000 as well as $40 per inspection with no employee benefits as outlined in the personnel handbook. Said position will continue to be responsible for all aspects of building and zoning official positions and will as an as-needed building inspector for commercial home inspections effective 9/1/2024.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Appoint as-needed building inspector and authorize per inspection rate. The building zoning official has recommended an inspector for council's consideration. Council met with the individual and discussed the position of the building inspector. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to appoint Larry DeSormier to the position of building inspector to perform residential and commercial inspections as directed by the building and zoning official at the rate of $50 per inspection on an as-needed basis effective September 6, 2024. Said position will be considered for necessary equipment, business use, iPad to be provided, and $50 reimbursement for business use on his personal phone per month. Said position serves at the pleasure of the council and will be up for reappointment as with other as-needed building and zoning office inspectors in January of odd-numbered years.
Okay, a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Conservation Commission. Williams Mills Hunting, 2024 regulations, discussion and action. The Conservation Commission has oversight of the Williams Mills property, and each year the board forwards current hunting regulations to the council for their approval. Once approved, the clerk's office will issue permission cards to hunt to hunters allowed. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve the 2024 William Mills hunting rules and regulations as submitted by the Conservation Commission.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Town property care maintenance and funding, AP 14, lot 92, and surrounding police station property discussion or action. Chief?
I met with, we own the property adjacent to the station. The fence is knocked down, everything's overgrown. We have the water problems that are coming into the garage during the inclement weather. So want to take a course of action, corrective action to start working on that project. I met with the Public Works Director this week, and he's going to put some attention to it and clear, if I got it right, he's going to clear a lot of the, there's bushes coming over our generator, clear the lot out, open it up, and then take some, come up with a plan on how we can move forward with the lot. I know in the budget for the architect, there's about $500,000 to $1 million dedicated to that. I don't know if that, without people doing some of this work, I don't know how far we're gonna carry it, or how far the council would like to carry it. I know we need a retaining wall, a skirt drain around the property to offset that water problem. So, but in meeting with the DPW director, and he wants to take one step at a time, and then come up with a strategy.
Okay.
Thanks, yeah, a list of recommendations seems pretty cut and dry, of all basic and necessary here.
Right,
So-
that was part of, that's why we held off on it for so long, so
Yeah.
we're waiting to see if we're gonna move forward. There might be some cost to it. I know if you have to dig everything out, you gotta dig, from what he had, the engineers, they wanna dig 4 feet of the material out, then come in with new material, a binder, then a full coat, so, down the road. And we need security fencing too, because we're right next to the road now, our property, there's some garbage that was down, there's some stuff left there, so we wanna, keep it clean and avoid any risk or liability to the town, now that we own the property. Makes sense?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. E, ratification of town council discussion or action. Number 1, contract between Town of Gloucester's and Cintas Corp. for DPW uniform, senior center, floor mats, rental, the mat rentals. Contract was entered by the DPW with a new company for rental DPW uniforms and floor mats for the senior center. The company, Cintas Corp, is on the state master plan agreement, listing which would cover compliance with purchasing policies per the town charter. Only the town council can enter agreements, contracts on behalf of the town. Therefore, the contract must be ratified by the town council. So, how much is the contract for the 3-year period? Do we have that? Do we know what that is for the 3-year period? Gary, do you happen to know that?
It's not in the note.
Yeah.
I don't believe it goes by on what guys get for uniforms. Some guys take them, some guys don't, so it could vary. We just started with a changeover from the old company to the new company, so what we were getting originally from the old company, the price they quoted us was less than that, so.
So we're budgeted
Yes.
properly.
Okay.
Thanks. I'll make a motion to ratify the contract between the Town of Gloucester and Cintas Corp. for the rental of DPW uniforms and the rental of floor mats for the Gloucester Senior Center for a 3-year period. Future renewals or contract amendments shall be approved by the Town Council. Ratification contingent upon Finance Director's approval of letter of award details from the DPW.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. RI Grants Management System, Representative Authorization, Jerry Mosca, EMA Director, has submitted an authorized form necessary by August 29th, 2024 to allow him to access Rhode Island GMS system and submit grant applications on behalf of the Town of Gloucester. If grants are received, they will come to Town Council for approval. Council needs to ratify authorization form. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to ratify the GMS system authorization form for August 2024 on behalf of the Town of Gloucester, filed by Jerry Mosca, EMA Director.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Authorization for signature, discussion, and interaction. Municipal Infrastructure Grant Program, Public Works Feasibility Study, extension of grant agreement. Council has received a request from the Town Planner, 2 Town Council members from Karen Scott, Town Planner, date August 30th, 2024, request for signatures grant agreement. The town received a municipal infrastructure grant from the Rhode Island Infrastructure Bank for $85,000 to conduct a public water feasibility study for Chepachet Village in September 2022. This study is currently underway with the assistance of Northeast Water Solutions. The request before Town Council is authorization to extend the grant agreement with the Infrastructure Bank. It expires on September 30th, 2024. The extension will give the town until December 31st, 2024 to complete the project. According to the consultant, this is sufficient time to complete the project. There's no change of scope of work or budget associated with the project. The grant is required, no cash contribution from the town. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to authorize the extension of the municipal infrastructure grant from the RI Infrastructure Bank for the public water feasibility study for Chepachet Village to December 31, 2024.
Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. G, special event, application, discussion, interaction. Hoot Owl Scramblers considering of waiving public hearing. The clerk has received an application for Ken Law requesting a special event permit for an annual event for an off-road motorcycle event to be held on October 12th and October 13th. Mr. Law stated on the application that the event as proposed is essentially the same as previous years. Therefore, he is asking council to waive the public hearing. Per Chapter 175 of the Code of Ordinance, council may waive the public hearing if the event is the same from year to year. The clerk has not received complaints regarding this event. Can I get a motion?
Motion to waive a public hearing for the consideration of an application proposing the Hoot Owl Scrambler off-road motorcycle event.
Any second?
Make a second for discussion, Chief.
And as part of the permitting for this, just want to make sure he stages a rescue,
Yep.
whether he hires, so it doesn't drain our resources on the weekend, because that's happened a couple times. Thank you.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Consideration of special event application if hearing is waived. It's waived.
I'll make a motion to approve the special event license for Hoot Owl Scramblers 2024 annual event proposed for October 12 and 13, 2024 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Said event is an off-road motorcycle event to be held at 27 Barnes Way with the following stipulations. The race shall be conducted between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. No alcoholic beverages of any kind shall be consumed or allowed on the premises. No overnight camping shall be allowed on the premises other than primitive camping for race participants. Anyone selling non-alcoholic beverages or food that is not prepackaged on the premises shall obtain necessary licensing from town with the approval from the Rhode Island Department of Health when necessary. Adequate portable comfort stations shall be available. An ambulance or rescue in addition to 2 emergency medical technicians shall be available on the premises at applicant's expense. An area on the premises to accommodate the parking of all vehicles of visitors and participants, etc., shall be available, such as to avoid the parking of such vehicles on nearby roads. 8. At the At police chief's discretion, patrol officers may be assigned to the premises for the 2-day period at the applicant's expense to assist in traffic control, the maintenance of good order, and compliance with these conditions. 9, adequate liability insurance coverage at applicant's expense of at least $1 million shall be provided with the town of Gloucester, its functionaries, and all abutting property owners, including as named insured. Such policies or certification thereof shall be submitted to the town solicitor for approval. The town solicitor may ask for additional amount of liability insurance cover after review of the interlocal trust's recommendations at any time prior to the event. The town of Gloucester and its functionaries shall be included among those individuals and entities released in any release, waiver of liability, and indemnity agreement secured by the applicants. And lastly, item 11, applicant shall comply with applicable requirements and rules of the AMA, NETRA, and insurance carriers.
A second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Gloucester Code of Ordinances, first reading for proposed amendment to Chapter 242, Streets and Sidewalks, discussion and interaction. To council, I've put together a few ideas for minor amendments with the help of Deputy and the ACO. Please table until the next meeting for discussion on which route, if any, the council wishes to go. I'll put together a clear example of suggested ways to go. Send it to you next week, and the council can be prepared to discuss. Then, depending on your opinions, we can formulate a first reading document if needed. Gene Facto Clerk. I got a motion.
I'm gonna think we've dedicated enough time to this subject, my opinion, and frankly, I don't think we should be making new ordinances or adding to existing ordinances for a one-off situation, and that's sort of my feeling on this. I think we've spent enough time talking about this, and I'm hoping everybody can use common sense and be respectful. That's my thought. I think once we start spot, I just don't think we should handle a one-off situation by making more rules right now. That's my feeling.
I tend to agree with you, Steve. I mean, we haven't had a problem to this year and ever, right? So, I've lived here my whole life, so hopefully that's just gonna go away. So I don't think we need to legislate anything else right now. We have plenty of other things that we need to be concerned about. And, I appreciate the work that the clerk and everybody else has put into this, but I think this is I think we're okay where we are.
I'm optimistic common sense and common courtesy will prevail.
It's been brought to everyone's
Time will
attention.
tell. And obviously I just stated my opinion, but
I would agree. I'm in no favor to add more rules and ordinances, so.
I've already said the same thing.
I mean, there's three, unless anyone else wants to weigh in, I'm ready to go ahead and remove this from the table.
Please make the motion.
I'll make a motion to remove from the table the Gloucester Code of Ordinance, first reading for proposed amendment to Chapter 242, Streets and Sidewalks.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Legislative updates, discussion and action. Anybody have any legislative news or questions?
Not at the
It's
moment.
been pretty quiet. Okay. Town council correspondence, discussion and interaction. Any councilors have any correspondence or discussion items?
We just had that memo from Beth for the schools as far as we need to be aware of some of the transportation costs. What we budgeted is not necessarily where it's heading, and those are not controllable costs. So again, I know that the school committee is responsible for that. However, we need to be aware if there's something we can help with, or maybe Beth can spend some more time with them trying to figure a way to get within the budget to get it in, because that line item's gonna come way off. It's trending far more than what it was and what we budgeted.
I mean, that's something the school committee and the superintendent, they're gonna have to work on. We don't have any extra money. And we're budgeted just like them, so they'll have to work on finding a way to
Anybody else?
I've had actually several conversations regarding the new guardrails that the state has installed. I agree with every individual who's reached out to me and shared their thoughts. Have talked to some of our state legislators about this. Chief and I need to speak about looking at, I'm not convinced that they're coming out on Route 44. They're already in. I don't like them. I said at the first meeting that after they were installed, we didn't have a say in that either way. There are some more in Reservoir Road on the Gloucester side, and frankly, it could be a safety issue because as cars zoom down the road, if somebody's out walking their dog or going for a morning walk, there's no place to go except over a guardrail. There's next to no room, not even, a body wide on the side. So for those who have reached out to me on that, that's kind of where it stands. It's an ongoing process, but
Okay.
that's that.
Anybody else? Okay. Department head discussion. Bob?
Evening, how's everyone today?
Good.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the meeting that the Scarecrow Festival came and presented, and it was relayed to me that there was some, let's just say, hang-ups about the marketplace that usually takes place on that date. And I wanted to see what it is that the council would like in terms of having that resolved. I know that last year when we spoke that we equated the marketplace to being similar to our Sundays in the Village events, where it was a recreation event that happened to take place the same day as the Scarecrow Festival. But the individual I spoke to kind of relayed to me a little bit of a different prerogative or perspective. So if there's something that you all need specifically from me to make sure that they're good to go, I go ahead and I can acquiesce to that as soon as I figure out what it is that you may potentially need.
What's different from last year?
Absolutely nothing. So it's still going to be vendors. The vendors are still going to provide their sales information to me so that way we have it. Ms. Barron's is the individual that will be running the marketplace again, along with several of the food trucks that will be in the parking lot. Typically we go ahead and close off that area so that way we don't have any issues with patrons having to worry about vehicles. But other than that, there's really no major violations, if you will, or code of ordinance rules that are going to be broke during this. So it's not like the first couple of years where we had entities selling grinders and all those other homemade food items.
Okay. Do we have any concerns about this year?
I don't. They've been doing a really nice job, and Miss Barron happens to be a very responsible individual. She has reached out to me about getting all the proper paperwork filled out, which we'll go ahead and get that squared away. But I wanted to make sure to talk to you all before we proceeded on that point, if there was something that you were concerned or would prefer to see this year as opposed to in years past.
No, no one's brought a concern to me.
No.
Okay. Perfect. All right. I will reach out to Ms. Barron. We'll get that all squared away. So thanks for your time. Appreciate
Thank
it.
Thanks, Bob.
Any other department heads? Boards and commissions. Any boards and commissions? Open forum. Oh, Buster.
Glocester Steel, John Steel Road. We'll talk a little bit about the last meeting in open forum. I have to say I was really taken aback by the chief's aggressive attack on Cheryl Greathouse at the end of his speech. I get that he was thanking everybody for all the help. A lot of people put a lot of work into this, I know that. And I appreciate all their work as well. But I think he was totally out of line, totally non-professional, and and I'm calling it an aggressive attack, because when I step over here, away from this podium, Steve Arnold, get in your face and holler and shake my hands around, that's aggression. Right? Okay. Anyway, it was out of line, and uncalled for. You know, it's not Cheryl Greathouse's fault that the police station referendum didn't pass. There's probably blame, you could point your fingers in a lot of directions. First of all, we're living in a Joe Biden world for the last 3.5 years. Prices have escalated, triple, quadruple on everything. The only thing that's higher than that is the percentage of illegal immigrants coming across the border that we have to support, the working people, and still pay our taxes. But, you know, Cheryl said that she spoke with a lot of constituents, and all of them expressed that they were having financial difficulties paying their bills. We're in a very high inflation economy right now. She did suggest maybe a smaller addition so that the cost wouldn't be as much, to still meet the needs of the police department. She never once said she was against adding on. Matter of fact, her concern was that the needs of the police department were going to be met. To quote her, for the record, she said, "If this council decides to put either of these projects on a referendum, my concern is that there will be a no. And if that happens, the police department will end up with nothing." So she never once, I never once heard her at that meeting or anywhere else say she was against it. And I'm more surprised that nobody stopped what was going on. Council president, or town solicitor. You know, there were questions asked about that project, about the size of it. I asked a few times for an apples to apples comparison on the size. Why is the project at the old station 4,000 square feet bigger, the end result, than what the new station was gonna be? Never got an answer. Did any of you guys ask those questions? Did you find out why it was designed that way?
Questions.
Yeah.
So why was it designed that way? Because nobody ever answered. Why so big? Was it just to get the prices the same?
Didn't really get a total answer on it, Buster, when I asked the question.
No, neither did I. That's what I'm saying.
But again, I
So-
asked, we did ask questions. We did try to figure things
Well,
out.
I guess what I'm saying is, if it looks like a duck and waddles like a duck and squawks like a duck, it's a duck. And that was over-designed, so it was very close to the cost of a new station. And then when that fell through, it should have been reduced. Well, you can smirk all you want, I don't give a shit.
Hey, watch your language, please. You're talking about
Oh, that's
respectful
right.
behavior.
I have to watch my language.
Right.
No,
It's
but Buster,
standpoint,
I think,
standpoint.
I think, in the end, I think if we, and this is my thought process behind it. Again, I wasn't vocally going crazy for it or against it. But I thought at the end, once if we got it approved, we'd go in there with a building committee and we could go in there and find some fat in there and start cutting it back down. That was my hope with that project.
We've all openly talked about that as well.
I talked with you about a building committee.
Yep.
I feel like the tail wagged the dog on the whole thing. And it's unfortunate because nobody wanted to lose the grants that everybody worked so hard to get approved for the town of Glocester. It's very unfortunate that it went that way, but I do think the scope of it, when the new station fell through because the grant wasn't applicable for new construction, and I asked that question too, I got an answer that the grants were good for either or. Tom Cash asked it as well at another meeting. But I feel like if the scope of that project had been cut down a little to be more apples for apples, which I know the chief doesn't want to hear anymore, but it probably would have passed. But people are having a hard time in this economy. $2 box of cereal 3 years ago was now $9. Everything.
It's tough, but again, we can hindsight's 20/20 on it. In reality, it's not approved. We're not going forward with it. Maybe next year we'll come up with another plan and they'll put it in motion again. That was put in motion, I don't know if even when you were on the council, since 2019, I think was the initial assessment, so I'm not So it was going for a long time. You know what, maybe we just gotta go back to the drawing board again.
5 or 6 years ago, we were talking.
Yeah,
We
so
were trying to
go back-
get the land from the mobile home park at that time, we were in negotiation.
So we'll go back to the drawing board and try again.
All right, well, thanks for the time.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Buster.
sir.
Anybody else for open? Andrea?
Oh, boy. Just real quick, I just want to go on the record, just to clear up a statement that was made last meeting about a response call where it was said that we had to call for mutual aid in Burrville, and that we didn't have anyone from our town responding. That wasn't totally accurate. We actually did get to the call, and luckily, you know, thanks to the officer that came here tonight, you know, the woman was okay and everything, but, you know, the impression that was made was that the service that we have in town wasn't sufficient for that particular call. And I just, like I said, just want to go on the record to clear that up. We did respond to it, and everything was okay, so. I gotta go, but that's it.
Thank you, Andre.
Thank you. Anybody else for open? All right, we need a motion, please, for the next one.
The motion to seek to convene to close the executive session pursuant to A, discussion by council vote or action pursuant to RIGL 42-46-5A2, sessions pertaining to collective bargaining or litigation, or work sessions pertaining to collective bargaining, litigation, or potential litigation. 1, potential litigation, opioid litigation update. 2, collective bargaining. B, RIGL 42-46-5A1, sessions pertaining to discussions of the job performance, character, or physical or mental health of person or persons, employee notified, discussion, considerations, vote, or other actions by town council.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
It has to be a roll call vote, Mr.
Yep.
President.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Counselor Greathouse?
Aye.
Counselor Steer?
Aye.
Counselor Burlingame?
Aye.
Counselor Arnold?
Aye.
Counselor Worthing?
Aye. Motion passes. All right, we're gonna be moving into executive